Wash your hands, don't touch your face, wipe things down, clean up your space. When you cough and sneeze, do responsibly. Shouldn't you feel you're getting ill, isolate at home and chill. No, you're not alone. Please pick up your phone and call 206-477-3977. King County 206-477-3977. Public Health 206-477-3977. King County 206-477-3977. Public Community Radio Station will provide you with more information. Say Rainier Avenue Radio. Your community radio station will provide you with more information. Rainier Avenue Radio.
This is a Rainier Avenue Radio.World public service announcement. New school year is just around the corner. Did you know? In order to attend classes and play sports, your child needs to be up to date on all vaccines required for school before the first day of instruction. Now is the perfect time to catch your children up and avoid exclusions. Public Health Seattle and King County invites you to come on out to 3 free back-to-school clinics. August 3rd, 3 to 7 p.m. at the Taft-Sigali School-Based Health Center in Federal Way. August 7th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Kent YMCA. And August 11th from 3 to 7 p.m. at the Renton High School Health Center. Clinics are open to all kids ages 4 to 18, offering all vaccines required for school entry, plus the COVID vaccine for everyone eligible. No insurance or proof of residency required. To learn more, visit kingcounty.gov/find-a-clinic or on RainierAvenueRadio.World.
This is Paul Pearson, host of Star Time. And when I'm not driving my sweet AMC Pacer through the car wash, I'm listening to Rainier Avenue Radio.World. You missed a spot.
Welcome to Real Estate and Money, a half-hour program on Rainier Avenue Radio.World designed to help you whether you're a buyer, seller, investor, or in real estate. Your hosts are two local professionals who will escort you on your journey. Violeta Strash, who has years of media advertising and marketing experience and brings this extensive knowledge to John L. Scott Real Estate and all our clients. And Tina Lombard, who is a mortgage loan originator with guaranteed rate affinity, with over 28 years of experience. And now here's Violeta and Tina.
Hello, everyone. Hi.
How's everybody doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing good.
Those people out there watching, listening, they don't talk to us. So
No, they don't. So let's just talk to each other. Okay. That's a beautiful house you're sitting in front of. I love it.
Oh, it's an apartment complex, since we're talking about apartments today.
Mm-hmm. That's
Or
gorgeous.
not apartments, totally apartments. We're talking about renting. Yes, this is an option.
Yes. So anyways, everybody, thank you so much for joining us today. Now, let me give you some numbers for the top of the hour. The number is 206-717-4490. Again, 206-717-4490. So if you'd like to get a hold of us, please do give that number a call. Also, you're welcome to call the numbers you see below our names for further assistance. But Violeta is going to start off with our market updates.
Yes, I am. There we go. For King County, right now we have 533 active listings, and we've sold 620 in the past week at an average price 1.173. And last year to year, 983,000 was the average price. And that's the increase of 19%. Yes, we heard earlier this week, we're in around 20%. So there you go, 19, plus a little bit more. And then in Pierce County, We have 262 active listings, and 310 have been sold in this past week at an average of $604,000. Last year it was $518,000, and that represents a 17% increase. Lastly, we have Snohomish County with 273 active listings, 258 sold last week at an average of $749,000. Year over year, it was $668,000, and we are looking at a 12% increase right there. There you have it.
Fabulous. So history is repeating itself from last year. The rates, the values of houses are just going up, and it's a goodbye. Okay.
Crazy. Yes.
But today we're going to be talking about renting. So Violeta, tell us exactly what we're going to be talking about today on the show.
Well, that renting is an option, a type of housing that's available for everybody out there. And let me tell you something, the rent prices, I'm sure everybody wants to know how much that is for single family homes. In King, Pierce, and Snohomish counties, those numbers, the prices are escalating. It's crazy. King County rose $345 from May of last year to May of this year. And so we're looking at different types of things that you can rent. Apartments, condos, single family homes with, there's an option. A lot of times I've seen a lot of mother-in-law sections of the home, or a detached dwelling unit, they call them, or the little houses on property. If you have a big enough lot, you can have one of these little homes sitting in your yard. Has to be approved by the county and everything, and but that's an option. Multi-family housing. That's another type of rental property. Hotels and motels. I was at another market recently, and the hotel that I was at was completely booked. And I'm going, why are you guys booked? Is that many people out here vacationing? What's going on? And they go, well, some of the people actually live here full time. So I can't imagine, maybe companies are relocating folks, so they're renting hotels or motels for them until they find the home that they're looking for as they reestablish themselves in the new market. There's other options like an Airbnb. Mm-hmm. You've heard about those. So your rental unit, where it could be a mother-in-law or another family member living down there, you can make that into an Airbnb. Just simply lock the access to that particular area, and then just rent it for as long as you want through that system. Long-term care facilities. Some people opt to have their loved ones in a facility like this if they have. They need assisted care, so that you rent those places. And then other non-traditional housing. I don't know what else there is besides this list of all the different types. What do you have, Tina?
Well, basically, when you're an adult and you've got to live somewhere, you need to have shelter. That's one of the basic things we need to survive, is shelter. So you're either going to rent, you're going to buy, or you're going to live with family for free, or you're going to live perhaps with your employer. They've got a situation where you live where you work. So you're going to have shelter over your head one way or another. So as far as buying, as far as renting, there are some pros and cons with both. So let me go over some of the pros if you do decide to rent. Well, first of all, when you rent, there are no maintenance or repair issues. So if the air conditioning goes out, or if the water starts leaking, or the air, anything, the dishwasher, that is not your responsibility. It's the landlord's if you did not cause it. Also, you have access to amenities. So in my apartment, we had swimming pools, we had, tennis courts, and, weightlifting facilities and dog parks, that sort of thing. So you have access to amenities that you may not have access to when you have a house. There are no real estate taxes. So real estate taxes sometimes can be quite costly when you do own property. So real estate taxes is something that you're not going to have to worry about. Now, there's no down payment. If you were to buy a home, of course, you're going to have to put a down payment or at least pay for closing costs. But when you have an apartment for rent, you usually do the first and the last, or both, or one or the other. But there is no major large down payment. Now, it's more flexible. If you decide you want to live in the city, now you want to live in the suburbs, now you want to live by the lake, now you want to live by the mountains, you can basically get up and go once your lease is through. So leases go from a month to month, they can go to a year, they can go 8 months or what have you, but you are not concrete for the next 10, 20, 30 years. Now there are there's not concerns about whether the property that you live in is going down. So if you rent something at $2,000 a month, you don't have to worry about the value of the whole entire property going down. That's not usually a concern if you don't own the property. So, and if you want to downsize, let's say you've got 3 bedrooms and then your kids are out of here, you're like, well, I don't need 3 bedrooms anymore. I just want 1 bedroom. So you can use the flexibility to downsize where you're living and thus downsizing the cost per month. Also, rent is a fixed amount. So it's going to be a fixed amount every year. Every month it's going to be a fixed amount. There's not going to be any changes or surprises. There are lower insurance costs. Usually it's like $20 to $50 a month if you were to do that, as opposed to $200 a month for a house possibly. Lower utility costs. I think when I was in an apartment, my utility was like maybe $15 a month for water. Now it's much more. And so there are those are kind of the pros when you're going to rent. Now, not everybody wants to rent, but if you were to rent, that is the sunny side of the hill or the mountain, so to speak, is that those are the flexibility there, the ability to go wherever you want, and you're not really tied down. So those are the benefits. And if you go somewhere like Seattle and you are living, it may not be, like, let's say you live in a place where the salary is not commensurate to the prices of homes. Like, let's say in Aspen, the houses there are $3 million a home, but if you're making $120,000 a year, you cannot afford to live in Aspen, so to speak. So there's some places in Seattle and in Bellevue and some areas where the teachers cannot afford to buy houses where the high schools are or the elementary schools in which they teach. So you got that kind of a thing going on. And if so, renting may be very viable during that time.
And then I'll give you, go ahead.
Yeah. So and also let's say that you are somebody that doesn't live in your house the whole time. Let's say you're an airline stewardess. Let's say you're a traveling nurse. Let's say that you've got one of those jobs or those occupations in which you travel quite a deal. Then maybe buying a house is not right for you because there's nobody there to watch it. So, ask yourself the question, do I want to buy a house if I'm going to be skirting all across the country? I'm not there to maintain it. I'm not there to watch it. And I can't even rent it. So, those are the benefits of actually renting.
Let me give you a quick breakdown on homes here in our 3 big counties, just so have an idea of what the prices are. Mm-hmm. Last year, May of last year, the monthly rental in King County, we're talking King County now, is $2,650. This year, we're looking at $2,995.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
In Pierce County, last year, $1,800 a month for rent. This year, $2,100 a month for rent. And in Snohomish County, it was $2,250 of last year, and then it's $2,450 right now. And what are the main factors as to why rent is going up and up? Because of COVID. Houses are unavailable now to buy, and it causes the rent prices to go up, right? And it's so hot that houses are selling for a lot more money. So owners are going, well, there's still moratorium on eviction. Mm-hmm. And why should we keep our house off the market when it's so hot? And the rental market is kind of risky because who knows if any of these people will pay right now, right? The moratorium is going to be lifted at the end of September. So, it's going to give people time to set up the state to set up time for programs for rental assistance. And but September 30th is the date right now. It had originally been June 30th, but there is rental assistance available out there, folks. So King County, I know, is accepting applications, which takes 2 to 3 weeks to process to get that application in. But it's out there because right now I see a figure of $658 million in federal assistance for rent.
Yeah.
And we just need to educate landlords and tenants. So the state needs time to do that. That's why they extended that date to September 30th right now.
Mm-hmm.
As we go.
So here's a concern. With COVID going on, a lot of people called in and they said they couldn't make their mortgage payments and they were asking for forbearance because of COVID. And that's one thing. But when it comes to rent, a lot of people said the same thing too. They didn't want to pay rent because of COVID. So that's all cute and dandy. But the landlords, my mother owned apartment buildings. I know if her tenants didn't pay, she'd be underwater. And the landlords subcorrect did not have the same leniency with the banks as saying foreclosure. So a lot of the landlords right now, unfortunately, are trying to cover their tracks and make sure that if another variant or something comes along, that they are protected and they have enough money in the reserves to make those payments should people start calling foreclosure.
Mm-hmm.
Now, and also it is making another strong case to, if you can buy, because, my mortgage is fixed at $1,600 for the next 30 years. Rent goes up all at once. My taxes may go up, but my mortgage is not going to go up. So that's another strong reason. And what's going on now is, like you said, V, there's a lot of houses. There's a lot of people looking for houses, but not enough inventory. And then now the landlords are like, well, come over here, but we're going to be charging like a 50% premium.
Yeah.
You guys have nowhere else to go. So you're going to pay our prices regardless. So what's going to happen is ultimately the consumer is going to win. The consumer is going to find a way out. And there are other ways. People are going to just move. People are going to start moving if they can't find adequate housing. They're going to go to areas that are more rural. Even now, builders are having a hard time finding materials, lumber, and so on and so forth, because of the pandemic, to even build houses. So people are moving to small houses, or moving to modular homes, or moving to manufactured homes. The face of housing is going to change dramatically. So I know rates may be going up with rents, and inventory may be low as far as houses, but the consumer will always find a way. We're going to find a way to house people, and we're not going to pay something over and beyond the market value. We're not going to be gouged, so to speak. So when gouging starts happening, the market will find a way. So you need to prepare yourself, whether renting is best for you or having a house is best for you, or be prepared to move or prepared to do something different, change your occupation. Something's going to happen. So choose wisely. But I believe we're at the halfway point. Is that correct?
Okay. Yes, we are. Yeah.
Tune in to Real Estate and Money every Tuesday afternoon from 2:30 to 3 here on Rainier Avenue Radio.world. Join your hosts Violeta Strash with John L. Scott Kent North and Tina Lombard with Guaranteed Rate Affinity. They'll help you navigate the waters of our volatile real estate market and offer you some guidance on how to make your hard-earned money work to make your dreams come true. Learn about current trends, get tips on financial matters, and have fun, interactive discussions about your home inside and out. That's Real Estate and Money.
Yeah. So does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And, just to give you guys out there a tip on how to apply for the rental assistance, in particular for King County, the applications, what you will need to provide is a lease, where are you? Proof of regular recurring rent payments. So you need to bring those stubs as you get them. Proof that you are experiencing a financial hardship directly or indirectly because of COVID. And then prove that you're at risk of experiencing homelessness or currently experiencing housing instability. So those are the things to keep in mind when you go apply. But there is help out there. So don't be afraid. Contact someone with, the housing authority and get information. We don't want you out there on the streets.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So what else? I have, I wanted on this half of our show, I wanted to share with you this apartment complex that I've had a pleasure of looking at. It's in the heart of Kent. And behind me on my main screen is the leasing office. And you see they keep the landscaping real nice. And this is a view for a view of the different units. There's several buildings. A few of them look like the one on the left there. And then there are these walk-up units that are 2-bedroom, 2-bath, the lower looking building on the right there. And real cool place. And a lot of apartments are moving to this type of look and other amenities. Go ahead, Daniel. Let's take a look at the other photos. Here is the common area inside the leasing office, and then that you have access to have, to the right, there's a big kitchen. You can have a number of folks now in your group go in there and cook, and it's right next door to the pool. You'll see in a second. And the stairs going up on the left-hand side is going up to the second floor fitness center. Daniel, there you go. They have a lot of equipment in there. And right now it's like one person or one family at a time. You got to clean what you've used in time for the next person. So you get an hour of time up there to use the equipment, treadmills, bikes, elliptical machines, weights. Okay, Daniel? And there you see the second floor fitness center up there and the stairs going down. And that common area that you saw earlier goes out to this pool for the use of this community. And there are barbecues, a couple barbecues over there too. Nice little pool there. And then special places in the complex. You have a room for your bikes. If you can store them there. You can work on them. There's even a TV there if you just simply want to get away from the people in your unit. Hang out there. And if you don't want to bike around because it's too hot, sit in there and watch TV. And then Daniel, here is the yoga space. There's a bar. Is that what you call them? If you're a ballet dancer on the other end of the room. But here's the space. There are yoga mats on the walls. There's some pillows. There's the exercise ball. But there's a TV right there, a monitor where you can access guided fitness, which is the complex's online exercise. There's yoga, there's Zumba, there's even cooking classes that you can access online, and meditation classes, and you can go to this space to do a personal workout. And then we have for your loved ones, your pets, there's a bunch of dogs there. This is the dog wash room. And the next slide shows you there's a couple of different bays available to take care of your pet. And, you don't have to go anywhere else. You just want to do a quick clean. And it's all right there for you to use. All this is free as part of the amenities of the complex. There's even a game room for the teenagers. There's a couple of arcade games over there. There's a wall Scrabble game. There's a lot of board games. And on the other side, Daniel, is the shuffleboard and a little kitchen area, if you needed a snack or whatever, you can bring some food down there. And then outside, you have a playground right there. You have a number of barbecues with tables and chairs that you can use. And in between those two gazebo type structures is a bocce ball court. And then off to the right here is a dog park, a dog run. So everything, they've thought of everything from your kids to your pets. And then a special place, really cool, is a rooftop, a whole entire rooftop this is a community garden patch, and it's on both sides of this long walkway. And on one side, you'll see, next slide. This is a view of some lounge chairs, some seating area. There are fire pits. In the distance, there's some barbecues out there, sinks and food prep surfaces, and a big screen TV on your left. And then on the other side of that long walkway is just a smaller, the last slide, Daniel. Oh, was that it? Oh, I thought there was another one on the other side. There's a smaller seating area where they have fire pits and a little bit quieter than this side. But, complexes are now communities because there's so much there that keeps people there. And there's, you have to deal with a lot of other things like the noise and the people around you. But if you can get past that, renting an apartment is a good option, whether you're between homes and or you just need a small space, don't need to worry about yard work because the landscape crew is doing their job. They have maintenance people like Tina, so you don't have to worry about any of your appliances, any structural damage, any damage at all. Or anything that needs to be attended to. They've got the crew there ready to help out. So that's an example in Kent. And there's a lot of these communities that are popping up all over the place. And I'm sure there's a bunch in Denver too, right?
Yeah, there is. The thing is, and we want to reiterate, Violeta sells real estate and I do home mortgages. So we're going to reiterate, buying a house is ultimately a lot better for you. Okay, it's end of story. Tax write-off, wealth. You're not going to build wealth giving it to your landlord for them to build wealth. But if you have to, there are some communities out there that are stellar, just like what V has showed us. I mean, it could be very comfortable. If it's just you're going to only be there somewhere for a year, you know, spend money chasing
short-term
things around. If medically you need to, if just physically you're unable to have your own house, you can really have a dream castle apartment. So we're not here to say we don't want to talk to you or anything like that. Let's just make sure tax benefits, everything else, you're going to build wealth when you buy real estate. But if you cannot, there are things out there, there are places out there in which you can buy it and make a very good living. Now, I almost got kicked out of my apartment. I mean, I lived in my house way too long. We got kicked out for noise, our dog. The people were yelling. I was complaining. We were by the swimming pool. I was telling people to shut up at 1 o'clock in the morning. I mean, it was I was the apartment marshal, which is really, I couldn't take it. I couldn't take it. So that's not good for me. But well, it's very good. You have to really shop around and get the best place for you. And a lot of times it really makes sense. But when it doesn't make sense, that's when you come and see us, okay?
Yeah, because you know what? Those interest rates are still low. Get yourself a house.
Wait, how much is that apartment building? Is it about $2,400, $2,500 a month?
It could be anywhere from 18 to 29.
To 29. I'm going to guess 29. I'm going to guess more 2,500. And for a $400,000 loan, you can pay your mortgage could be $1,800 a month right now. For a $400,000 loan, that's without the down payment. So it makes sense if you can buy, if time allows you and your job accommodates, so on and so forth. If everything is right, get yourself together and get yourself a house. But if it starts getting into 27, 28, and you're just there because of the barbecue or there's good-looking guys at the gym, you need to stop. And you need, I've been there, done that, but you need to start looking at a home, okay? But right now, if the rates start getting crazy, you have nowhere else to go. You need to really look at real estate and just maybe go out a little further. But a lot of these complexes, you got a lot of people, the young professionals, that's where they go first before they save it for their house, or they're in between houses. They're people who are downsizing. So
in between, like us, in between houses, because we're downsizing, and right now it's a good option while I'm waiting for the right place. So, I really don't want people like Tina dancing upstairs in the middle of the night.
There was that. I was out of control. I was having
noise
fun.
all around you. Yeah.
Not much. I was having fun. Okay, that's all I got. I was having too much fun. I had to buy a house.
I never knew that you were close to getting evicted.
Oh my God.
Noise.
Way too much fun.
Karaoke. Fun. No, this gal knows how to have fun. Let me tell you. I want to be where she is most of the time.
I worked out every day for the eye candy and for everything else. I mean, they're for the right reasons, you know.
Oh my gosh. Okay, well, it looks like, what's your time say? I think we're just about done here, right? Anything else on rentals?
No, but I just think right now it's a good time. Call us to see if it's better to rent versus buying. You can always call us and we can tell you if this is your budget. Let's say $2,300 a month. If you rent, this is what you'll get. And if you buy, this is what you get. So do not hesitate to call us because V could also help you lease a home and find places. So
yeah, give me a call if you're interested in this place. Mm-hmm. I'll let you know the name of the general manager and get you connected if this is something that looks like it would be great for you to check out. And just to let you know, as I see on the screen there, right after our show is the encore presentation of R&R Live Jam Session. So stay tuned for that.
So we'll see you guys next time. Have a great weekend.
Yeah, next week we have Joey J. God and J. God Designs. I don't know what we're going to talk about, but it's that first Tuesday of the month. So here we go. See you all next time.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
Lombard. For more information, call 206-717-4490. That's 206-717-4490. Go to the Rainier Avenue Radio.world website to find the real estate and money schedule, or tune in to our live show every Tuesday afternoon from 2:30 to 3. We will help you find your dream home.